እንዴት ናችሁ የተከበራችሁ የዩቲዩብ ቻናል ቤተሰቦች? በዚህ ቪዲዮ የአካውንቲንግ እና ፋይናንስ ኤግዚት ኤግዛም በዋናነት በየካቲት ወር 2018 ላይ የተሰጠውን ፈተና ክፍል 1 ጥያቄ እና መልስ ይዤ መጥቻለሁ። ጥያቄዎቹን በ10 ፓርት ነው ያደረኩት። በእያንዳንዱ ፓርት 10 ጥያቄ ነው ማቀርብላችሁ። ጥያቄዎቹን እስከ መጨረሻ እንድታዩ ይህን ቪዲዮ ለጓደኞቻችሁም ሼር እንድታደርጉ፣ በተለይ እስከ መጨረሻ ስትከታተሉ የጥያቄውን ምስጢር እንዴት መልሶቻችሁን በቀላሉ ማግኘት እንደሚችሉም ጭምር የሚያሳይ ቪዲዮ ስለሆነ ቪዲዮን ለጓደኞቻችሁም ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች ተደራሽ እንዲሆን እንድታደርጉ ላለኝ። አሁን ቀጥታ ወደ ዛሬ ጥያቄው ገባለሁ። The first question, a type of audit report which is issued when the company's financial statements are fairly distributed is A. Adverse opinion, B. Unqualified opinion, C. Qualified opinion, D. Disclaimer opinion. The correct answer from the given alternative is choice B, which is unqualified opinion. Type of audit report which is issued when the company's financial statements are fairly presented in unqualified opinion. When we say this unqualified opinion, it refers to as this clean report which is issued when an independent auditor determines the financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects and are in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework such as general accepted accounting principle and international financial reporting standard RS. So the correct answer from the given alternative is B, unqualified opinion. B is the correct answer from the given alternative. This is the correct answer. Next question, which one of the following is among the criteria developed by International Accounting Standards Board for determining the circumstance under which short-term obligation may be properly excluded from current liabilities? A. There must be bankruptcy on the business that intends to refinance. B. It must intend to refinance the obligation on a long-term basis. C. It must intend to refinance the obligation on a short-term basis. D. It must have conditional right to defer settlement of the liability for at least 12 months after the reporting date. From this alternative, which one is the correct answer? Therefore, to answer this question, we have to refer this international accounting standard. The correct answer from the given alternative is D. It must have conditional right to defer settlement of the liability for at least 12 months after the reporting date. This is the correct answer from the given alternative. According to the International Accounting Standard Board, criteria for reclassifying short-term debt as non-current focus on the contractual right of the entity at the reporting date. So this D is the correct answer from the given alternatives. The International Accounting Standard Board rule stated that a liability is classified as non-current if the entity has the right to defer settlement of the liability for at least 12 months after the reporting period. That means many older material use the right through unconditional right of. Recent amendments clarify that right must exist at the end of the reporting period and can be subject. The correct answer from the given alternative is choice D. It must have a conditional right to defer settlement of the liability for at least 12 months after the reporting date. Next question, which one of the following is not the assumption of cost volume profit analysis? A. The selling price, variable cost per unit and fixed costs are known and constant. B. Total cost can be separated into a fixed component that doesn't vary with the unit sold and the component that is variable with respect to the unit sold. C. All revenues and costs are added and compared by taking the time value of money into account. D. Change in the level of revenues and costs arise only because of change in the number of product or service units sold. From the given alternative, the correct answer is the one at C. All revenues and costs are added and compared by taking the time value of money in account is the incorrect statement about the assumptions of cost volume profit analysis. Choice C is the correct answer. The next, which one of the following is not true about opinion on financial statements? A. The auditor's opinion is no guarantee to future viability of business. B. The auditor is responsible for detection and prevention of frauds and error in financial statements. D. The auditor should express an opinion on financial statements. D. The auditor should examine whether recognized accounting principles have been consistently. From this, which one is not true about opinion on financial statement? From the alternatives, the one which is not correct or not true is choice B. The auditor is responsible for detection and prevention of frauds and error in financial statement. This is incorrect or not true about opinions on financial statement. In the context of an audit, the primary responsibility for the prevention and detection of fraud and error rests with management and those charged with governance through the implementation of internal control mechanisms. The auditor's responsibility is to obtain a reasonable assurance that the financial statements as whole are free from material misstatement, whether caused by fraud or error. From this, the given alternative, the correct one for this question, the one at choice B, this is incorrect or not true. Next question, who is liable for a loss that occurs as a result of fail of auditor to act professionally and fails to exercise the degree of case unintentionally? A, auditors, B, company manager, C, company shareholders, D, the government. From this, which one is responsible for this one? So the correct answer from the given alternative is the one at choice A, this auditor. Because here, auditors have a legal and professional duty to exercise due professional care during an audit. And when they fail to act professionally or meet the required standard of care, even if the failure is unintentional, it is considered professionally negligence under professional negligence. Under law, the auditor are held liable for loss incurred by parties who rely on the under faulty audit work. Due to this auditor is responsible for this one. The correct answer is A. The next one, under the system of federal finance, which of the following principles stated that resources should be distributed among the different states so that each state receives a fair share of the revenue? A, principle of adequacy, B, principle of equity, C, principle of independence, D, principle of uniformity. From this, which one is the correct answer? Or from the given alternative, which one is the correct answer for the given question? So the correct answer from the given alternative is this B, principle of equity is the correct answer. Since this principle of equity, usually known as principle of social justice in federal finance, dictates that resource and revenue should be distributed among different states or a region in a fair and just manner. This ensures that no state is neglected and that there is balanced economic development across the entire federation. Principle of equity stated that the resource should be distributed among different states so that each state receives fair share of the revenue. The next, on January 1, 2024, W Company issued 10,000 Ethiopian birr, 4-year, 8% term bond, and interest will be paid annually on January 1. On the date of issue, effective interest rate was 8%, and the price of the bond will be A, ETB 10,000, B, ETB 7,724, C, ETB 10,800, D, ETB 11,250. From the given alternatives here, the correct answer for this question is A, ETB 10,000. This one is the correct answer because here the price of a bond is determined by the relationship between its stated rate or coupon rate and the effective interest rate or market interest rate. That means at par, when the stated rate equals the effective rate, the bond sells for its face value, and at the premium, when the stated rate is higher than the effective rate, and at the discount when the stated rate is lower than the effective rate. In our case, since both the stated rate and the effective interest rate are 8%, the bond will be sold exactly at its face value of 10,000. So from this, the given alternative, since the effective interest rate and stated rate are equal, that means they are 8%, the bond will be sold exactly with its face value, which is 10,000 Ethiopian birr. So A is the correct answer. The next question, a form of lease that gives the lease the right to cancel the lease and return the asset before the expiration of the basic lease agreement is A, capital lease, B, sale and lease back arrangements, C, combination lease, D, operating lease. From this, which one best describes the given situation? So from the given alternative, operating lease is the correct answer. That means the choice at D, or the concept as choice D. Since this an operating lease is typically a shorter term agreement where the lease doesn't assume the risk and the reward of the ownership, and a key characteristic of many operating leases is cancellation clause, which allows the lease to return the asset to the leaser before the lease term expires. Usually this is because of technological obsolescence. So for this question, choice D is the correct answer. A form of lease that gives the lessee the right to cancel the lease and return the asset before the expiration of the basic lease agreement is operating lease. Next question, which type of fund is used to account for activities of a government that are carried out primarily to provide service to citizens and that are financed primarily through taxes. A. Government fund. B. Enterprise fund. C. Fiduciary fund. D. Proprietary fund. From the given alternative, the correct answer for this question is choice A, the government fund. This is the correct answer, since government funds are used to account for the core government type activities that provide service to the general public and are primarily financed through taxes and intergovernmental revenue. For example, include public safety, police, parks, and education. These are the government fund examples. Therefore, choice A is the correct answer. It's the type of fund that is used to account for activities of government that are carried out primarily to provide service to citizens and that are financed primarily through tax or government funds. The next question, which one of the following assumptions states that the activities of the entity should be kept separately from its owner and all other economic entities? A. Going concern. B. Accounting period. C. Business entity. D. Monetary use. So from this, which one is the correct answer? So from the given alternative, the correct answer is the one at choice C. This business entity is the correct answer, since this business entity, usually known as this economic entity assumptions, it is that the activities of a business must be kept separate and distinct from the personal activities of its owner and all other economic entities. So this choice C is the correct answer. This is the video I have in this part and part one, and I will come with the next part of this accounting and finance 2018 Ethiopian calendar exit exam questions. Until that, I wish nice time for you, and don't forget to like the video, to share the video, as well as to subscribe my channel if you are new for my channel to receive these important videos regarding exit exam and other educational and technological updates. Thank you for watching this until the end.